Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. We are finally back.
We're
it feels
back.
like forever.
I know. What you guys don't know is that me and Savannah just talked for probably 2 hours before we actually started recording.
Yeah,
which is exactly why we have a podcast, because, I mean, we could just talk for hours and hours.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, but I guess now we have to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
So I just want to bring up like a little update, I guess. I moved. I got a new house.
Shout out. Savannah's a homeowner.
I know. It's so crazy.
That's
like
crazy.
I actually own a home and I'm so lucky. We
love to see it. We love to see a good girl boss moment. I'm so excited to see your house this weekend.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited that you're coming here.
I'm so excited. Oh, also, since we're talking about life updates, I beat COVID. I survived. Yay.
See, I'm still like, I didn't ever officially have COVID, but I feel like I had it and just didn't have symptoms.
Listen, it was kind of bad for me. I can't lie. And I was really scared. My smell is a little bit still impacted.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't be smelling anything. And I'm like, But when I was in it, I couldn't taste anything. I was drinking Robitussin because I needed to stop coughing. I couldn't taste it. If you've ever had Robitussin, you know how that tastes. Have you had it, Savannah?
Yeah. It's like, isn't that the cherry kind?
It's like menthol cherry, though. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to describe it other than just disgusting. It makes me shiver every time. But I was chugging it as if it was juice. I couldn't taste it at all.
Yeah.
I should have drank alcohol. But I was a little bit scared that I could probably still taste it.
Yeah.
So I didn't. Oh, and other news. Other than the fact that I beat COVID, it's my freaking birth week, guys. Happy birthday to me.
Yay! Happy birthday, Taylor.
I'm old. When you guys hear this, while we're still recording, I'm still young. But when this comes out, I will be 25. A whole freaking, what is it? Quarter century? Disgusting.
Okay. But what she's not telling you is I have been 25 for like almost a year now. So I'm older.
Disgusting.
So you're calling me old too.
Yes, ma'am, I am. Sorry. It's just disgusting. It's a disgusting age to say. Like, when people ask me, I don't want to have to be 25.
Okay, honestly, like my birthday's October, so it's almost been a full year, and I feel fine being 25.
Have people asked
you just gotta get used to it.
Have you said I'm 25 when people say how old are you?
Honestly, people don't ask that much. So there's that.
I mean, if somebody doesn't ask me, then I would be okay. But I feel like they're gonna ask me. So yeah. But no, it's fine. Also, we hope you guys enjoyed our little re-release of the episode last week. It was a really throwback episode.
I know. Yeah, I did not listen to the full thing, but I did listen to part of it. And I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I did listen to it, Savannah, because I literally didn't remember it. It's almost as if we don't even record these episodes ourselves, because like sometimes I just don't remember it. As the more we do, the more I forget.
I know. I feel the same way. Also, I want to mention, like, sometimes when podcasts do this, like re-release an episode, I don't listen personally.
Personally, I never listen to a re-release of an episode.
Yeah, but I just want to say, like, if you were the person who did that, I think you should go back and reconsider, because this one is good. Like,
that's facts. That's facts. And like nobody heard it, so it's not even a re-release. It's really brand new.
Yeah.
Basically. If you round. But it's a fun one. Definitely go listen to it. Also, you should definitely go rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yeah, definitely. We did get a few new reviews recently, and they're so fun to read.
They are. They're my favorite thing.
And it's so nice. Like, when you get like a nice one, I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know, when you get a nice one. No, but seriously, it is funny. Also, when you get a bad one, I'm like, the haters are funny.
Yeah, we check it like every day.
Yeah,
almost.
we do.
Maybe not every day. At least every week. And just read all the new ones. So go ahead and do that if you want to.
But other than that, that's really all I have to talk about for intro topics this week.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could probably talk about this stuff for like
Oh,
hours.
hours.
But
Yeah. Oh, I
we got to
mean,
get into our stories.
me too. But for sure.
So let me pull up my notes real quick because I'm being unprofessional. I don't have them up yet.
Ooh, I'm telling.
Okay. All right. Let's get started. This week I have one of my favorite categories, creatures.
We love a good creature.
Creature, cryptid, you know. This week my cryptid is from Maryland.
Oh, shout out. I've been to Maryland.
Yeah, me too. Many times.
I've only been once.
Pretty close.
It's not close to here.
Yeah, it's not close to here, but I used to live pretty close to it. And actually like one of our family friends, they had a boat that was like out in Maryland, so we would go down there sometimes.
Ooh, bougie.
So, yeah. But anyways, this creature I had never heard of, but it is the Dwayyo.
No, I've never heard of that either.
Yeah.
Dwayyo?
So, yeah. Dwayyo. Dwayyo. It's like, it's a weird word.
It is definitely, but I like it.
Yeah. So this creature lives in the woods in Maryland. So it's just
Typical.
like a little woodland creature. Its ancestry is apparently it is traced back to Dway, which is like an animal near the Amazon River.
Oh, cool.
Which is, not even...
Not close at all to Maryland.
Yeah,
No.
so I don't know. And also the yo, which is from the Yangtze River Plateau.
Mm-hmm.
So these two creatures combined to make the Dwayyo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Supposedly. This is according to some University of Maryland students.
I see.
Yeah. And they also say that it immigrated via the glacier bridge that connected Alaska to China like thousands of years ago.
Oh, interesting.
If you've heard of that little theory that there was a glacier bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess they like made
Believe
it over
that.
to America and then combined into one creature. So
Very interesting.
okay, so this creature is sort of similar to a wolf.
That's not what I expected you to say.
What were you thinking?
Like bear.
A bear? Oh, well, I mean, furry.
Yeah, true.
Which, maybe a little bit similar.
Maybe.
In the same realm, I guess.
Definitely a wood creature.
Yeah. So it has features similar to a wolf. It has dark fur, a long bushy tail, and a dog-like nose. But it does stand tall like a human.
Ew. On 2 feet?
Yeah.
No.
And it's like 6 feet tall.
Mm-mm. No. Dwayne, no.
Yeah, Dwayyo. Okay, and then also, this is another fun fact that we'll come back to later. It is the enemy of the Snallygaster.
Oh, not the Snallygaster? What the heck does any of those words mean?
I know. I read that and I was like, what? But apparently there's another creature in Maryland called the Snallygaster, and we will get back to it at the end. But right now, all I'll tell you is it's a very different creature. Okay. It flies. It is blood-sucking, so like a vampire. It's a reptile.
Okay.
And the name for this one actually has roots in like German. So it comes from the phrase Schnellergeist, which means quick spirit.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on in Maryland? All these creatures coming from
I know.
all around the world.
I honestly, yeah.
Global sensation.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess Schnellergeist turned into Snallygast. I don't know. Americans like to change things, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get back to the Snallygaster later, but we're going to talk about the Dwayyo right now. Dwayyo. Mm-hmm. Whichever way you want to say it. So, in 1944 was the first sighting, in West Middleton, Frederick County, Maryland, which
Mm.
I do not know where that is, but somebody does.
Somebody definitely does.
Someone out there. Um, Witnesses of this creature heard it scream,
Oh,
which is not very fun, honestly.
no.
And footprints were found. So that's cool.
Okay.
And it wasn't actually published in the newspaper or anything until 1965. So like 20
Oh,
years after the first sighting.
that's weird.
Yeah. Um, but it was published in the Frederick News Post on November 27th of 1965. And I have a little excerpt from the paper. So it reads, near the woods of Gambrel State Park, John Becker went out into his yard to investigate a strange noise. It was getting dark, and he had stayed back to the house when he heard something moving towards him. It was as big as a bear, it had a long black hair and a bushy tail, and growled like a wolf or a dog in anger. As it got closer, it stood up on its hind legs and attacked him. Becker fought the creature until it ran into the woods, leaving him, his wife, and children in horror. Deciding to remain anonymous under the alias John Becker, he filed a report with local state police telling of an attack on a mysterious monster that he called a Dwayyo.
Mm, that's an absolute no for me.
So yeah, that was
But he
that was a thing.
survived.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good on his part anyway.
Yeah, I think everybody survived this. Like they kind of just saw it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Ew.
I mean, it says that he fought the creature, but I don't know.
Yeah. He was probably just maybe making himself seem a little, stronger than he was. That's
Yeah.
my assumption anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, I mean, if it was me, I would be like, oh, I totally fought this monster. Like, totally fought him off. Like, yeah.
Exactly,
He just ran
exactly. Like
away.
you're
He was
trying to
scared of
sound cool.
me. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Um so after this was in the papers, more and more people reported sightings of the creature,
Mm-hmm.
which like I mean, maybe it was like actually out and about more, or maybe people saw that and they were like, "Ooh, I want to be in the paper."
Yeah. That's facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So it picked up for about a month and then it gradually started to fade in mid-December, as like the hype died down around it. And I feel like that's usually how these things go, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And then we jump to the summer of 1966. So this is like 6 months after the first newspaper reporting. There was another sighting on
Ooh.
the outskirts of Gambrel State Park, which was the same place that it
Mm-hmm.
was seen before.
Yeah.
Jim A. Encountered the Dwayyo when he was heading towards his campsite. He described it as a shaggy, two-legged animal the size of a deer.
Oh, okay. So smaller.
Yeah, see, like, I don't know, these people are, like, the other guy said, oh, it's the size of a bear, and he said it's the size of a deer, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that it had a triangle-shaped head and
What?
pointed ears and a chin.
Okay, Phineas. From Phineas and Ferb.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Who else has a triangle head?
No, true. I think he just meant, like,
Like a dog. I mean, dogs'
yeah,
heads are
like a
kind of
dog.
triangle. But
Yeah,
I just
just
think of
because, like, a
Phineas.
pointed head, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where was I? He said it was dark brown in color, and when he approached it, it screamed and backed away.
Oh. Okay, so it,
So,
it do be screaming. People
I know,
people say
I don't
that.
like how it screams.
No, I don't like that at all. Like,
I
I don't
just
even care
don't
that these
like
people survived. I don't want to hear a screaming monster
that.
in the woods.
Right. That's what I'm saying too. And he also said that it had an odd walk.
Ooh, ew,
Uh,
ew.
oh
Probably
my
because
god,
it's
when
a
I
freaking
describe this,
wolf.
when I describe the way that it walks, you're gonna be like creeped out.
I'm not ready.
He said that it stuck its legs out, or like its legs stuck out from the side, making it look sort of like a spider
Oh,
as it walked away.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I hate that. Hate
Okay,
it, hate it, hate it.
I just need you to know, as a little sidebar, that currently at my house we are experiencing a spider invasion.
Oh
Luckily,
no.
luckily, I'm gonna knock on some wood. It's remained outside for the most part,
Okay, good, good,
but
good.
like when I'm talking like walk outside, there's 10 giant spiders
Oh my god.
everywhere, like around. Like could you could easily walk in it, and I am not down with it. We just sprayed for bugs, so hopefully that'll be fine, and I won't have to experience anything like this little
Yeah,
monster.
no, that's really bad. Okay. So after that sighting, there was another one. This is the fall of 1976. So this is actually 10 years after that one. Two men were driving on Route 77 onto a private road, and they saw a creature run across the road in front of a car, or in front of their car. And they described it as at least 6 foot tall, but inclined forwards and moving quickly.
Ew.
But gross. They said its head was fairly large, similar profile of a wolf. Its body was covered in brown or brindle fur, which I was like, I don't know what brindle
Yeah, no,
means.
me neither.
So I had to look it up, but it means like brownish or tawny color of animal fur with streaks of other colors.
Oh,
So, the more you know.
true.
Its lower half had striped pattern, noticeably like darker and lighter bands.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me like raccoon. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Its arms or forelegs were slimmer and held out in front as it moved.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, its back legs were muscled and thick, similar to a kangaroo.
What? Okay, Kangaroo Jack.
Like these people are describing it so weird. Like they said it was like a spider, and now they're saying it's like a kangaroo. I
Right.
don't know. They said it's wolf-like, dog-like, but standing upright.
Right. And sometimes bear sized, sometimes deer sized.
Right. Like I don't know. This thing is creepy looking.
Ew. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, okay. So let's jump ahead again, 2 more years. So this is 1978. Two park rangers were near Cunningham Falls area, which, I don't really know what that is, but
Nope.
somebody
Somebody
does.
does.
They encountered a large hairy creature running on 2 legs.
Harry Styles. No, I'm sorry. I had no option but to say that.
Right, right. No, the hairy Dwayyo.
Mm,
Yeah.
of course.
So that that's sort of what I have for the Dwayyo, but I do have there's a similar creature in the same area called a Hexen wolf.
Oh.
So many cryptids. Like this is a 3 for 1
What is
here.
going on in Maryland, dude? That's a
Yeah,
lot.
no, that's what I'm saying. Um this one actually started in eastern Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And some Pennsylvania Dutch moved to the Maryland area and brought this legend with them, I guess.
Okay.
Or the creature followed them.
Oh,
Who
dun dun
knows?
dun.
It goes way back to the late 18th century.
Oh, wow.
It is reported to be a wolf-like creature, which is bipedal and has the stance and stature of a human. Which,
Disgusting.
yeah, gross. More on this creature another day. But are they like the same?
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like people are just
Or
calling them different
yeah,
names.
like or are they just really similar? I don't know. They seem like sort of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe the Dwayyo evolved from the Hexen wolf.
That's true. Very good point.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, like I'll definitely have to cover that one day,
Yeah.
look into it more.
Yes.
But right now, I promised I would get back to the Snallygaster.
Finally, the Snallygaster.
Yeah. So for the Snallygaster, the folklore for both the Snallygaster and the Dwayyo has been around for hundreds of years.
Oh.
It took a while for them both to be seen, like in person,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, the Dwayyo was first seen in 1944, like I said before, but the Snallygaster first appeared in Middletown Valley in February of 1909. So this one
Okay.
was seen way before the Dwayyo was first seen.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um, and, you know, the first time this one was seen, it sort of caused a hysteria a little bit.
I mean, as I would assume it would.
Yeah. Um, so it was spotted by a James Harding, and he described it as having enormous wings. It had a long, sharp beak, claws like steel, and it had one eye in the middle of its forehead.
Oh, absolutely not.
Can
That
you
is.
imagine this? It's like a giant bat with a huge beak and one eye.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no, no. I would rather come across the Dwayyo any day.
You don't want a Snallygaster?
No, not with one
It's a
eye.
vampire,
It's a
though.
cyclops vampire.
Yeah.
That's
It is.
horrifying.
Okay, and also we were talking about the how the Dwayyo screamed.
Yeah.
This one has like a shrill screeching
Oh,
noise.
good. That's great.
Yeah. And people say that it looks like a cross between a tiger and a vampire, which I don't
What?
really get where you get a tiger.
Wait, I thought it was also a lizard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Are they just putting tiger in there because that's dangerous?
Right. Or like does it have stripes? That's what I was picturing.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I have no idea.
Me either. I don't know. But supposedly the Snallygaster was seen killing someone.
Oh,
Killing Bill Gifferson.
Bill.
So shout out to Bill.
Rest in peace to Bill.
R.I.P. It supposedly killed him by piercing his neck and with its bill
Mm-hmm.
and sucking its
With
blood.
its bill. Savannah, you did not have to do that.
Well, with its beak. With its beak, sorry.
I know, but remember his name was Bill.
I know.
Rest in peace, Bill.
But it sucked his blood like a vampire.
Mm-hmm. As it would. As it should.
So people heard this and they were like, this is scary. What is going on? It's 1909 in Maryland, and they're like, what is happening? This creature is scary. It's gonna come kill us.
Yeah.
So this hysteria reached the White House, actually.
No way.
Yeah. And President Theodore Roosevelt, he was like about to postpone a trip to Europe. Because he's like, I need to go out and lead an expedition to capture this creature.
No way.
Yeah. But then I guess he didn't do that. But he was about to.
He thought about it. He definitely thought about
Yeah.
it for a minute.
He thought about it. And actually in March of 1909, so I guess a month after this was seen for the first time, 3 men fought the creature, supposedly, for 90 minutes and
Oh.
chased it into the woods.
Girl, that's some stamina.
So-
I would be tired after 5 minutes of fighting that creature.
No, I know. Like 3 men versus this creature for 90 minutes.
No.
That's crazy.
I don't believe it.
No, I know. I kind of don't either. I'm like, did they really? They're like, they're just exaggerating a little bit.
Listen, I would too if it was me. I really would.
Yeah, just try to sound cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like we banish this creature from
Yeah,
the
we
area.
totally, yeah, we fought it, slayed it. It's gone.
Okay, and then I do have a little bit about the rivalry between the Snallygaster and the Dwayyo. So they're enemies, as I said before, and legend has it that they have been fighting since Maryland was colonized.
Oh,
And maybe even before then.
they want to be the state creature. You know, like they have a state bird. They're
Yeah.
fighting over that title.
I couldn't find a reason why they were fighting, so maybe that's it.
That's it. They're in
Yeah.
the ring, baby. They
Yeah.
want to win.
But also, one last thing to leave this off on. Like, I think this is giving a little bit of Twilight vibes.
It's definitely giving Twilight. I mean, it's
Them.
werewolves and vampires
That's what I'm saying.
with a little twist, a little extra spice.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also giving like I want the Snallygasters and the Dwayyos to be like high school team. Like I want like the
Yeah.
East High Snallygasters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I hope that's a thing. Maryland, if it's
Somebody
not,
tell
do
me.
better.
Yeah. Like somebody make that the mascot of the high school.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. That's what I have for those creatures.
I mean, that's simply crazy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I want to just see, I can't wait to see a rendition of both of them.
I know.
At the same time, I don't want to see that at all.
No, the Snallygaster one, that one's creepy.
I don't like nothing with one eye. I'm so sorry. I don't, that's not trusted.
The one eye, that's what's getting you.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. That, I don't like it.
What about Mike Wazowski? You don't like him?
No, I do, but he freaks me out, dude. I don't like no Cyclops. Nothing like that at all. That's
Okay.
crazy. I did not know that. I need to do some more research on Maryland. Like I know a lot of people from Maryland, and nobody ever told me this.
Yeah, I wonder if they know about them.
I'm gonna
you
have
know?
to, yeah.
If they're
like,
still
listen to the
popular
episode.
today.
I'm gonna have to ask. Well, for you this week, Savannah, I'm taking us down a completely different path. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna get right into it. I have for you the legend of the hidden city of Death Valley. Dun, dun, dun.
What?
Okay, so this legend just starts in San Diego, California, in 1947. A newspaper wrote about an event that happened in Death Valley. So, if you don't know, Death Valley is like the land of the extremes. That's what people call it. It's one of the hottest, driest, and lowest places on this entire earth.
Okay.
The temperatures there are well over 100 degrees basically all year round, and it has a long history of human suffering, dying in this huge desert. And that's why it's called Death Valley.
So is it like one of the hottest places on Earth? Like I thought.
Well,
They
I
were.
think they mean it's the hottest, driest, and lowest combined on Earth,
Okay.
not
That makes
separately.
sense.
But yeah, but yeah. So basically, awful things have been happening in this valley for over 9,000 years since it was created. Just because, simply, it's too extreme to survive for most people.
Yeah.
So there's already that fact. And so, as you can imagine, there are tons of different legends that come out of this valley. But first and foremost, I'm going to talk about evidence of giants found in this desert. Literal giant
Oh my God.
people.
Giant?
Yes. It's crazy. It's like also kind of real, which freaks me out. I don't like nothing big. I don't want nothing extra. Like, we don't want no giant anything.
Okay, see, that is crazy to me because, like, I feel like the heat would affect giants more. Would it not?
Maybe,
guess-
maybe. You know, I don't know.
Huh.
But in early of August of 1997, oh Lord, help me. In early August of 1947,
Okay.
a man named Howard E. Hill from Los Angeles, California, spoke in front of the city's transportation club and told a baffling story. Now, why he was telling the transportation club, I would love to know. But that's who he told. So his story basically describes the work of this man named Dr. F. Bruce Russell, who claimed to have discovered a series of complex tunnels deep below Death Valley in 1931.
Okay. At first, I was like, okay, transportation, interesting. But then
Yeah.
when you're saying tunnels, that kind of makes sense.
I
Like,
guess,
what if he
yeah.
wants to use them as transportation?
Yeah. Or that's why they're made, to survive the desert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it makes sense. It's just,
Yeah.
up front, the transportation club is a little weird.
Yeah.
Out of context. So this guy, Russell, was a retired Cincinnati, Ohio physician. So he was a doctor, and him and his colleague, Dr. Daniel Bovey, he had apparently worked with Dr. Daniel Bovey like a couple of different times on archaeological excavations, specifically in Mexico. So they had been friends, for years at this point. And so these two men allegedly stumbled upon these caves, the tunnel system, by accident. So Russell had moved to the West for his health. Apparently, they had like better hospitals for whatever was wrong with him. Yeah, and nothing ever like goes into what was wrong with him, but basically, he decided that while he was out there, he was like, well, might as well, check out some mining opportunities. He was like, I need to get rich, even though I'm ill.
I mean, we're always looking for a get rich quick scheme.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He was like, let me, I need to go down in this mine. So Russell, he was sinking a shaft for mining claim, basically trying to make his way down to the mine that he knew was there. And in the process of him doing that, he fell into a cave.
Oh my God.
Because the soil gave away, and he discovered a catacomb of tunnels leading off into tons of different directions. So he literally just fell into it on accident.
That's crazy.
I know. And so, but obviously his friend, Daniel Bovey, was still up on the top. And so he, luckily was able to save him. And then the two men were like, okay, let's explore this. Obviously, we're archaeological. I don't know how to even say that. I can't do it right now. But
archaeological.
Yes. Like, scientists, they're like,
yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Into these tunnels. So, they decided to follow one specific tunnel because, they were like, let's not get lost. We can't be stupid about this. And
yeah, honestly, okay, side note though, tunnels like that scare me.
Absolutely not. If I was to fall in the tunnel, please just leave me. I can't. That's horrifying.
Leave you, I'd say get me out and I'm never returning.
I would be like, try. But I would be probably so scared to the point I might just have a heart attack and die just right there. To fall in a hole and then you find like unknown tunnels, that's scary. Yeah. I would be like, there are mole people down here.
Yeah. See, like, I'm not really like that claustrophobic on normal terms, but like if it's in the ground, like I couldn't do it. Like a cave,
yeah,
that freaks me out.
No, I have claustrophobia so bad, even on the regular day to day. So a tunnel,
like I feel like in a house it's different. Like I'm not gonna be claustrophobic like that, but if it's like outside and like natural stuff, yeah, it's just like more unpredictable.
Definitely, it's horrifying.
Yeah,
and what's even more horrifying, so they decided to follow one tunnel. Right? They were like, we're gonna be smart. We're gonna follow one. So they were extremely surprised when they got to the end of this one tunnel and found mummified remains of 3 gigantic men that they claim were at least 8 or 9 feet tall.
Oh no.
8 and 9 feet tall, dude. That's scary. Crazy.
Okay, but also finding mummified remains at all.
Yeah, no. Horrifying. No, I would never have walked down that tunnel.
Yeah, right? Like, no. Oh my God.
So these men, these mummified remains that they found were very well preserved, and they were clothed in garments consisting of medium length, basically like a jacket and pants, but the pants just like went just below the knees, and the clothes seemed to be like gray dyed sheepskin, sort of, but they said they weren't sure if it was sheep. They didn't really know what animal it was from, but that's just what it resembled.
Right.
And this room that the remains were in held several artifacts that resembled Egyptian and American Indian designs and hieroglyphics chiseled on the granite that these men were like sitting in.
Okay.
Yeah. So the two scientists believed that they had stumbled upon the burial place of whatever tribe's, leader this was. Leaders, plural. So, once they found that, they were like, that's crazy. Maybe we should keep exploring a little bit longer, just one more tunnel.
Honestly, I get it. Like, part of me is like, why did they do that and get out?
Yeah.
But then also that is a little intriguing. Also,
like, they're scientists, like, they're finding stuff. Like, if I was finding stuff, I'd be like, all right, let's stay.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Because also, they're probably like, the richness that we're going to be once we make these discoveries.
No,
that's what I would be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they decided to follow another tunnel, and they came upon what they called a ritual hall of this like ancient tribe that they said like lived there. So in this quote unquote ritual hall, they found more artifacts, markings, and well preserved remains of many animals, such as dinosaurs, elephants, and tigers. Um,
Um,
so if you know anything about that region, those animals do not belong there. Maybe a dinosaur, maybe. But the rest, like don't like tigers and elephants, they do not live in Death Valley. Honestly, dinosaurs either, because it's hot. So
yeah,
that's
no.
that's a little weird. But actually, later, apparently it was real because later it was speculated that the tiger remains may have actually been the ancient saber-toothed tigers.
Oh.
So, like, maybe,
Okay, were they not in cold weather though?
I literally don't know. I've
I
seen
thought
Ice
they were.
Age, but that's the only
Okay,
saber-toothed
see,
tiger I really know.
that's what I was gonna say. Like
Like,
that,
I don't know if we can base our knowledge
I'm
on
getting,
that.
yeah, like I'm getting my stuff off of Ice Age right now.
I mean, maybe it's true. I don't know.
Yeah,
I,
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe these two guys are just full of it. Who knows? Um,
Or okay, I don't know if you're gonna say this later, and I'm just gonna like
spoil
you
it.
know spoil it. But what if Death Valley was not always hot like this?
That's facts. Maybe it wasn't.
See,
That's a good point. Except for it
this is
was. Too bad. Too bad
oh
for your theory. It
well,
was always
okay. I
hot.
was like, this is proof that it was
No, it
colder at one
sadly
point.
was always hot.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so Russell and Bovey, they claim that these little two tunnels that they went through was only scratching the surface of what was actually down there because they claim that there was around like 35 more tunnels that they did not explore on this go around. And
Oh my
that was
god.
just like the close tunnels. They estimated that the tunnels ran across 180 miles, like basically like through Death Valley to the southern part of Nevada. Like
Oh my god.
very big, very far. Um,
Huh.
However, professional archaeologists are skeptical of their story, and as they should be, because I mean, some of it's a little weird. And nobody actually was really interested enough to check it out or like try to disprove or prove it. So,
Wow. So they're the only ones who have ever been down there and have out.
well, I didn't say that. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, despite everybody's like else's disinterest in the subject, Russell and a group of investors created a corporation called Amazing Explorations Incorporated because he was like, no, it's real. And we want to handle the rest of this tunnel system. We want to find everything. He's like, I
Okay.
found it, so it's mine. So he created the company and, he was like, let's go back out there. But tragically, because of the constantly shifting sands of the desert, Russell was not able to find where he fell into it to show his
Oh
little
my god.
investors.
No.
Yeah. And so they went out there, tried to get down there. They couldn't find it. So they were like, we have to like dig. So they had to leave. There was no way for them to, because they didn't have any like equipment. He just thought the hole was still going to be there. Tragically, it wasn't. Um, and months later, just a few months later after they went and, their little failed tunnel trip, Russell's car was found in a remote area of Death Valley, completely abandoned with a busted radiator. His suitcase was still in the car, and he was never heard from again. And Dr. Bovey went completely radio silent after this discovery, after they found Russell, well, his car. And he hid
What?
himself from the world, never to be heard from again. So, I don't know. That's weird.
That's scary.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Like, government, if you're
Yeah.
listening, please do not come after me. Like, if y'all
You
find
think the
my
government
parking
went
lot,
after them?
I mean, maybe not. Could have been the tribe. Like, what if they're still living there?
Yeah, like I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know. So, however, this little situation that these men, talked about, is not the first mention of underground things in Death Valley. For centuries, there have been legends of an underground city and an ancient race that live underneath Death Valley. And this specifically was told by the Paiute people. And they actually call this like hidden city The kingdom of Shinaval, which means
Oh.
God's land or ghost land,
Oh.
whichever one you want to, go with.
Huh.
But apparently, this land was considered sacred by these people. And according to the legend, thousands and thousands of years ago, an important Paiute chief lost his wife. And so he obviously was super devastated and overcome with grief and sorrow when he lost her. So he was like, he began to think that maybe his life was not worth living without her. So he decided to take himself to the land of the dead. He was like, I'm going to go down there and see if it's real. Because his whole life he had heard the legends, that there was a hidden city, but obviously didn't go. But he, at this point in his life, he was like, I don't care if I survive. So let's go.
Yeah.
Which, bold move, sir. But that's, crazy. So he allegedly followed the trail down. And he claims that he followed the trail of quote unquote brave Indian spirits through an endless underground passage. Okay. And it is said that his journey was super long, super difficult. It was like months and months of time. He met like evil spirits, fierce beasts, and supernatural demons along his way, which he fought and killed all of them. Which I'm like, okay. They're going to do all of that? But, I mean, maybe.
You don't believe him?
I mean, maybe. But he claims that finally, after his, super heroic journey, that he was rewarded by glorious sunlight at the end of the trail.
Okay.
Underground.
Okay.
But sunlight. So he was a little confused. But he was like, okay, wow, this is beautiful. So what I have to assume is that he is seeing what he thinks is heaven because he had one issue. He needed to cross an extremely narrow rock bridge that arched over a bottomless canyon. Of course, But he could see like the beautiful green meadows of the quote unquote spirit land across the way. And he was like, I have to make it across.
Yeah, right.
And that he did. He made it across. He did. Because, he fought all the demons and the monsters and the creatures. So he could make it across the bridge. And so then he entered the great kingdom ruled by Shinavav. And he was welcomed by a beautiful maiden who was apparently the king's daughter. And this princess took him to an amphitheater, okay? And at this amphitheater, there were thousands of Paiute people dancing in a huge circle. And so he knew, like, he knew, like, this was, like, the promised land, the heaven. And he was looking around this huge crowd, and he was like, how am I ever going to find my wife? Like, I know she's here. How am I ever going to find her? And just when he thought that, the princess instructed him that he would find her, and that when he does find her, he is to carry her off quickly without either of them looking back and travel back exactly the way you came and everything, and he could have his wife back alive. And so obviously this man was like, duh, yes, I'm taking that deal, fam.
Yeah, like that you didn't say anything bad would happen.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
exactly.
just do it.
Exactly. And so it actually took several days, he said, and in those days, like, to find his wife.
Yeah.
And in the days that he was looking for her, he was reunited with, lost friends and other family members. But he was beginning to lose hope of finding his wife because he had been looking for her for, at this point, 3 days. And so on the third night, he did finally see her. And they followed the princess's instructions and started moving backwards quickly, back exactly the way they came, just as she said. But of course he was going to do it. He had to take one final look back at the beautiful heavens. But that was the one rule that the princess said he could not do. But he did it. And he broke it. And for what? To see heaven one more time, I guess.
Okay, I don't understand. Like, why was that the rule? You're not allowed to look.
I mean, I kind of get it, though. I feel like, because she's like, you can either choose to stay here or you can go back to life, Like, don't,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
true.
There's a similar story in the Bible, actually,
Okay.
which is interesting. So I'm like,
it's
is
like-
it across religions? I only know
Yeah.
about the Bible, but, maybe it is across all religions. Who knows? So he broke the rule and he ended up making his way back to the tunnel alone and back to his people because he had no other choice. His wife gone. Gone. And but he survived. He survived himself without his wife. And he apparently lived the rest of his life telling that story and that nobody believes him. But, he said, I don't care if you believe me or not. And that is how the legend was born, actually. So, very interesting,
That's how, like, the legend of the tunnels itself was born?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But apparently they are down there. And there are several other stories about people throughout history who have stumbled upon these tunnels. So one thing is for sure and for certain is that there are tunnels down there. 100% there are. Which, that's crazy. And all of the stories, like, describe, like, a similar events of, like, finding these tunnels. And then it's, like, a huge labyrinth along with, like, human remains. Even though, the second guy didn't say that. But all the other stories, basically, they say there are giants. Which is interesting. I'm like, okay, so these people are just big? They're not, like, giant. 8 or 9 feet isn't crazy big. But it's big.
Yeah, like, when you say giants, I picture,
like Frozen 2. Like the rock giants. Have you seen Frozen 2?
Yeah, like,
that's
huge.
What I picture.
Like, I don't know, 50 feet tall. Like, I don't know, like the BFG.
Yeah, that's what I picture, too. But, like, giant, no, but, like, 8 or 9 feet is pretty giant when you think about it.
But also, there's people who are 8 or 9 feet.
I mean, no, definitely. But, like, all of these remains that are in these tunnels are, like, 8 or 9 feet. Like, the whole, everybody is. Which, that's crazy. Because that's, like, almost double our height, if you think about it.
That is true.
Like, that's, because, like, I'm 5'6". Like, that's almost 10 feet,
Yeah.
That's very tall. Crazy.
But I feel like them being that height, though, is more believable.
Definitely. I mean, but it's true. Like, that's not part of the legend. That is true. The bodies. So, like,
that's insane. I don't know.
I know. It's insane. It's insane. But, like, are these tunnels, like, haunted by the ancient Paiute ghost, that allegedly led this man through the tunnel? Maybe. I mean, I surely don't know. Like, why are these tunnels there? Who made them? And how did they make them? There's so many questions.
I don't know, but it's also, like, reminding me of the catacombs.
Oh, it's definitely giving catacombs. It's also giving, like, the Maze Runner. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Because, like, they can't go outside from the scorching sun.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of what it is. That's actually exactly what it's giving. So, let's see here. So, not to mention, like, already these weird tunnels under Death Valley. But Death Valley is also known for having several ghost towns. And actually, because of all the ghost towns in Death Valley, that's actually where the Manson family hid while they were on the run during some points in history, which that's crazy. I'm definitely going to cover the Manson family one day. Like, that's a huge thing. But they hid out in Death Valley, which that's crazy. Because nobody wants to be there. It's too miserable. Like, that's why they're ghost towns. Literally nobody wants to be there. Which is insane. It's also said that GPS doesn't really work out there in Death Valley, which I'm like, that's a little bit suspicious. I'm like, did the government make these tunnels?
Maybe, but that kind of makes sense to me because it's like, why would they put technology like that aren't. When there's nobody and they know that there's not going to be anybody.
That's very true. That's very, very true. But yeah,
it's just like where there's like less service.
That's true.
In some areas where there's less people, and it's like the same thing. So that kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me too.
But I mean, if you bring the government into it, maybe that has something to do with it. But I don't know.
I mean, that was just my theory. I'm just like, what's going on down there?
Yeah.
All that really I do know is that there are really some super unexplainable things going on down there underneath Death Valley, and I for one would love to go look at the tunnels, but as I mentioned, suffer severe claustrophobia. I cannot do that.
Yeah, see, I just said that too. Like, I don't know if I would go down to the tunnels.
I always said my goal in life is to go to the Paris catacombs, but like knowing what I have to do to get down there, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, I am really claustrophobic. Like, I didn't really realize that about myself until recently, but like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I just hope I don't fall in a tunnel one day accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm going to really try to avoid that for myself. But yeah, that's the legend of, you know, the hidden city under Death Valley.
That's so crazy. Like,
Right.
Paris isn't the only one with a hidden city underneath.
No, it's not. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But definitely go check out our Instagram to see pictures. I'm still thinking about your stories. Your
I know.
creepy
Those
little
are
creatures.
crazy.
Ew.
See, but your stories, like, it seriously is just reminding me of the catacombs so much. And I think especially because I just watched the movie The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh my lord.
Because, okay, people don't know this about me. When I was little, I was apparently obsessed with that movie. Like, when I was, like, a toddler, almost. I loved that movie, and then I rewatched it, like, yesterday, because I was like, I didn't even remember what it was about. But it's so sad.
It's
Like,
so sad.
it's literally so sad, but it's good too, though. It's based off of a book, I guess. But this isn't about that, but I'm just like, it reminded me so much of Paris because they mention the catacombs in the movie.
Do they really?
And they like are down there. Yeah, for part of it, they're in the catacombs.
Oh, wow. Okay, I only watched it a couple of times because I didn't really like it when I was little. So I don't really remember that, but I did not know they went down there in the movie.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I'm really gonna do that. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Everybody should also join me on the rewatch of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Honestly, it is like, for today's age, it's kind of problematic.
It's definitely problematic.
In some ways, but it's like, it was also 1999, and it also, like, it was based off a book that was written even earlier than that. So it's like, you know, you get it.
Yeah.
But it, like, it's still a good story. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah. All I'm thinking about is tunnels now. I'm just scared.
I know.
Like,
no, I know.
Ew. Like, just the thought of how dark. Like, what if you were to walk upon someone? What would you do in that situation? That's the only thing I can think about.
I know.
Like, it's not like you can really run.
See, but, like, I feel like the Paris catacombs, those, like, you would definitely run into somebody. That's what I'm scared about for those.
Yeah.
But for these Death Valley ones, I don't think you would.
Maybe. I mean,
like,
you might
I don't know.
endure, like, a demon or a beast, it said. Like, I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's also a mention of, like, the ghosts of this tribe down there. I don't know what's worse. I really don't.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Just
I'm not having no part of it. Nope, I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Don't go to any of them. We don't advise it.
No, we can't. We can't support that. At least not on air.
Yeah, no. Don't do it.
But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys this week. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Okay, well, I guess I'll see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.